ready to burn. I just got some of that smoke in my eye. Oh, okay. Oh. Aloha! Komo mai. Welcome to Ike Loa Tarot. I'm Bimo, and this is our very first new moon ritual together. If you're looking for a tarot reading, if you're wondering why we're not doing tarot today, it's because in the spirit of Ike Loa, which is the constant pursuit of knowledge, and my pursuit of knowledge, I've felt very called to share what I've learned with you. So I've been living by the moon now for a couple of years, and it's absolutely transformational. By tuning into the phases of the moon and the wheel of the year, I've really connected with the natural cycles of the planet and the universe. I now feel so much more in harmony and at peace, and it's just been such an empowering experience. I did have to go through a lot of teachers to get to this point, and not all the information out there is great. There's a ton of gatekeeping in the spiritual community, and a lot of toxic positivity. So I've learned that not every message from every teacher was meant for me. So I take what resonates, and my moon rituals are a culmination of all of those bits of knowledge that I've applied and have truly worked for me in a profound way. And it feels wrong to keep this information to myself. I really want to share it so that you can feel empowered to change your own life in a really positive way. If you're brand new to spiritual healing or moon cycles or magic and crystals and rituals, don't even trip. I'm going to explain everything as we go, and trust me, it's going to be easy and enjoyable. So we're going to start with a little overview of what to expect and what supplies I'm going to be using in case you want to follow along at home. If you have zero supplies, that's totally cool. Just sit back and relax and take it all in. If you are participating, you'll need some magic tools. Every ritual should honor the elements, so grab something that represents air, fire, water, and earth. What does that look like? So for air, it's like wind chimes. If you're burning something, the smoke, feathers are also great, which is what I have today. Here we go. I have this lovely turkey vulture feather from a very dear friend of mine. So we have this to honor the air guardians. Fire, you can use candles, you can use, I have a cauldron. Makes you feel kind of witchy, but it's got my charcoal burning here, or getting ready to burn. I just got some of that smoke in my eye. So I have my cauldron. You can use candles, also blades like athames, like if you have a knife, like a crystal knife or a ceremonial knife. Water, I have my very most special seashell. Where did I lost my seashell? Oh, where's my seashell? Oh, I found it. Have a seashell. You can also use a chalice. If you have a ceremonial cup that you use. Shells are wonderful. Also, like smudge bowls are shells, and that's great. You can also just use some water. Essential oils also can count as your water element. And then for earth, I have crystals. I have a variety of crystals we're going to be using throughout this whole thing. And if you have nothing at all, I mean, a plant would be great, or a small cup of dirt, anything like that will be great. We do that because it takes the four elements to create. If you think about the magician card in the tarot, the magician commands the elements. So it takes all of the elements working together to create. So I always honor those, and that's the very most basic beginning of our ritual. I also use candles. Sometimes I use several. Sometimes I have different colors to align with my intentions. Like if I'm trying to call in throat chakra energy, I would use a blue candle. But also sometimes it's nice to just use a plain white candle. What we've got here today. I just have a little tea light in a Himalayan salt votive holder. The salt also counts as earth element, and then we've got the fire in there. So there's a beautiful blend starting to take shape here. And then also for every ceremony, I have some oils to anoint with. And you can use moon water. If you're a person that charges water at the full moon, you can use that water and you can anoint. I have a blend of oil. It's just something that I make. My new moon oil is patchouli, frankincense, and lavender, and with a little bit of jojoba oil. And then I just kind of, you can put that, on your tools if you would like. Just kind of like get the energy. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's got black pepper oil in it too. I forgot. Just kind of start to touch all of the things. Feels very good. Okay. If you don't have any oil, that's okay too. Like I said, you can just use some water. But just to start to raise the vibration. And what we're doing here is we're pulling our energy into the present time. So we want to be very aware and very mindful during this whole thing. We want to be very connected to our intentions. We want to be very connected to the sensations that you feel. This is a ritual in the sense that it is sacred. It is sacred ceremony for me. And that's what's taken me so long to share it with you, is it's the closest thing to my heart. Just bringing your attention, bringing your focus into present time. And the oil really helps do that. If you create an oil for yourself, and you can use whatever combination of oils that you enjoy, that you like. So this is the same blend that I've been using for a very long time. So now I just one whiff and I'm like, new moon. And I'm here. I'm in the moment, ready to go. And that's a training thing that just kind of happens over time. But it really helps you get into the space, mentally and spiritually, emotionally. Helps you to be present. And then something to burn to clear your space. I've got my charcoal going there in my cauldron. But if you have some white sage, copal, palo santo, I have my little smudgy bowl of tricks here. I'm going to burn some frankincense today. I love frankincense for the new moon. I love the clearing energy of it. White sage is beautiful. New moon is a great time to burn maybe several things. Maybe a little bit of copal, maybe a little bit of palo santo, maybe a leaf of white sage. These are teachers. These are teachers for us, and they help us to clear the energy, to clear the space, to prepare this, for sacred ceremony. So some frankincense smudgy for you. Oh, jeez. And then actually I do, yeah, I want to burn off just a itty bit of white sage here, just to get us in the groove. There's another one of the things that you'll hear from some other spiritual healers. The stigma around smudging. The truth is, they're plants, and being plants, they're a gift from Mother Gaia. So make sure that whatever you're using, if you're using white sage, if you're using frankincense, if you're especially Palo Santo, make sure you're using responsibly harvested plant medicines. There's over harvesting that happens. There's irresponsible harvesting that happens. So the thing to be mindful of is we owe the respect to Mother Gaia for giving us these plant teachers, and so we use them with respect, and we use them humbly, not like it's abundant, like there's a million things for us to use. We use it from the frame of mind that this is a gift, this is very special. It's just a little stick of what looks like weeds, but it's very special and very sacred. And that's half of ceremony, is really honoring and respecting all of the elements that go into it, honoring all of your tools and being respectful of that these are gifts for you to use in a positive way. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start with a meditation. and we're going to clear out some stuck energy. And for this, you don't need anything other than a cozy spot, like a comfy place to sit. And then if you have crystals and would like to use some crystals, what we're going to be doing is releasing stuck energy. You can use whatever crystal calls to you. I don't know how big your collection is, just use whatever calls to you. I would recommend something that is for clearing. And if you need some suggestions, I've got quite a few here, and they're all pretty common. So we've got bronzite is my favorite stone for clearing, and that's what I'm going to be using today. Bronzite is for releasing what no longer serves you. It transmutes like dense emotions. Also, we've got, let's see, shungite is excellent. Shungite is almost pure carbon and is one of the most powerful energetic filters on the planet. So shungite I love to put in my water. I like put it in my water and like this, like watch, like that's it. It clears electromagnetic frequencies, EMFs. It's a master healer. I love it. I always have shungite very close to me. Smoky quartz, of course. Smoky quartz takes on what your body can't handle anymore. So the lore is that smoky quartz used to be clear quartz, and it absorbed all of the negative, dense, toxic energies and became brown like poo. It absorbed the poo, it became brown like poo. Smoky quartz is an excellent stone to use. Black kyanite. Oh boy, black kyanite. So as a tarot reader, black kyanite is very important for me. I keep black kyanite in each one of my tarot decks. Black kyanite is very great for activating your Earth Star chakra. Also, these others are really like root chakra clearing, and black kyanite activates the Earth Star chakra. And it's great to connect you with ancestors and spirit guides, and really connecting you with like past life wisdom. So if you have like past life trauma and like baggage stuff to release, this is the guy for it. Also, black kyanite is one of the two stones that is powerful enough as a clearing crystal to also clear other crystals. Black kyanite, you can just, touch your other stones to it and everything is cleared. Same thing with the tarot cards. That's why I keep a piece of black kyanite in my tarot decks, because then my cards are always clear. Black kyanite, and the other stone that does the same thing is selenite. And selenite, I also keep a piece of each of these with all of my tarot cards. But selenite, if these are lower chakra clearing stones, root and earth star, selenite is for upper chakra clearing. Selenite brings peace and clearing to everything that it touches, to every room it's in. It brings clarity and joy. It helps you sleep better, helps you connect with the divine feminine. It's soothing and comforting and wonderful. Another upper chakra stone is moonstone. Moonstone clears the emotional body. Like, these lower chakra stones are really great at clearing out the physical body. So if you've got like dense feelings, like you've just been through trauma and it physically hurts, like it feels like your heart is actually broken, like these are great for the physical pain that comes with grief and trauma. And moonstone is great for the emotional pain that comes with it. So using like a couple of these together is very, very powerful. Moonstone also activates the soul star chakra. So now we've got clearing from the soul star all the way to the earth star. Up next we have scolecite. And scolecite is not like super common. I had never heard of it until a couple of years ago, but it's one of my favorite crystals. It's one of my top 3 stones to use for Reiki, for sure. It's a Synergy 12 stone, which is thought to activate the light body and accelerate your spiritual transformation and evolution and growth. It also clears the upper chakras, just like moonstone and selenite. And it brings a flow of light energy, like divine light energy. And for me, it helps me feel very connected to like star mothers, like Lemurian star mothers. So scolecite. And then, so we've got upper and lower chakra clearing. I'm going to share with you one for the center chakra for your heart, and that's malachite. Everyone's heard of malachite. Probably everybody has a piece of it. It's a very powerful stone for divine feminine healing and clearing. It's been used for thousands of years by healers. It protects against pollution, including EMF, like shungite. And it creates kind of like a barrier around you, like around your energetic field to keep out lower energies. It's like a can't get in here. No. So excellent for your heart chakra. Excellent for it's the doula stone also. Like it's been used historically for like childbirthing. I don't know if a crystal would do it for me. When I had my kids, I got the epidural because I didn't have any malachite. Even if I had malachite, I might still get the epidural. So those are the crystals for clearing. That's if you want to use one of those while we're doing the meditation. After meditation, we're going to shift our focus from releasing old energies to growing new energies. And to do that, you will need some paper, some like loose paper and a pen. If you have a notebook, if you have a moon journal, that's excellent. And we're also going to write out and burn our intentions. So you need something to write with, and then you also need some source of fire so that you can activate your intention by setting it on fire. I'm going to also share with you my manifestation journal because that's how I manifest, is in alignment with the moon phases. And I think it's pretty cool. You don't need a whole notebook. I'm going to share with you just like kind of the overview of how it works and how it's been working for me and how I've been able to manifest. And you can always start doing that later. Just for today, just a piece of paper, something to write with. And then the third thing is altar setup. So if you have a space or a shelf that you like to set your crystals, just grab some things. Once I nail down my intentions for the new moon cycle, I choose crystals and candles that align with that intention. And then I set up like mini crystal grids on my altar. You can see my altar right now is quite naked. It's, yes, butt ass naked. But I try to get everything off of my altar at least a couple of days before the new moon begins, before the new moon cycle comes. And I wipe it down with oils, and then I just burn stuff on it. Like you see, I've got candles, and I've got like some incense and Palo Santo burning over there. And I do that for a couple of days just to clear out the energy before the new moon cycle begins. And then at the new moon, after we set our intentions, we set it all up again. And this allows air. It allows flow through the space and clears out any stagnant energy there, so that we're setting up our altar on a completely clean, fresh space. And it feels very nice to clear out old shit and make way for the new shit. So finally, when our altar is done and we've activated our intentions, I'll do a little sound bath for you. And for that, we end up right back where we started. You don't need anything for that. A cozy spot to sit and relax, and a crystal if you have a crystal that you would like to hold on to. I would choose a different crystal from the clearing crystal. I would suggest two, because this is two parts. We're going to do a clearing meditation, and then we're going to do a charging sound bath. So one for releasing and one for charging is what you'll need. And during the sound bath, I will talk you through envisioning your intentions so that you can really embody the vibration that you want to attract. And that's the real secret to manifestation, is being able to feel like you've got it before you've got it. That's been very key for me, and that has been what has worked for me. And then the very last thing we'll do after the sound bath, before I let you go, we will do an oracle reading, just to kind of see the energy, get you some spirit guide wisdom to help you as you start on this path of new intentions in alignment with the new moon cycle. Hopefully all of that sounds really interesting for you, and you are ready to get started. So we're going to start with our meditation, And if you're not a fan of meditation or have a tough time visualizing, just hang in there. I'll talk you through the whole thing. This is one of those times where it's really more about the effort than about the outcome. So keep an open mind and keep breathing. If you have a crystal for releasing, I have my bronzite. Go ahead and hold it in your right hand. This is your sending hand. We're going to, in this meditation, where it's an active meditation, it's going to be relaxing, but it's also going to be, you're going to have some work to do. So what we're going to do is scan down through the body and find spots of energy that are stuck, that need to be released. Some like old junky stuff that's just resting in your chakras, resting in the body, that it's time to let go of. And there's a bit of a divide in the spiritual community about when is the right time for releasing in the moon cycle. I will say what feels best for me and what has been most effective as far as supporting my goals is to release with the waning moon. And I love the garden analogy. That manifestation is like growing a garden. We sow the seed of intention in freshly prepared soil, and then we let nature do its thing. Like, we'll nurture it, we'll give it some water, we'll make sure it gets sun, and we watch it grow into, this beautiful fruit that eventually we can harvest and eat and rest while enjoying the harvest, the fruits of our labor, right? After harvest, the plant starts to die away and naturally fades back to the earth, and then the cycle begins again. It's the same with the moon cycle. We sow the seeds of intention at the new moon in freshly prepared soil. You don't want to plant something new in a bed of weeds and dead plants. Like, we got to clean that shit out. So that's what we're doing here. We're releasing any old, sticky, sludgy junk that might keep our new flowers from growing and thriving. So, okay, let's start with a couple of deep breaths. In through the nose, hold for a second. And then exhale all the way. One more, deep breath in. Pause. And then exhale all the way. Let your eyes close very gently and bring your attention to the top of your head. Just allow your breath to become even and deep. Imagine that you have a magical scanner that helps you see where the stuck energy is. And take a look at your head. Just kind of take a couple breaths here. Get familiar with the area. Observe the space around your crown chakra, around your third eye chakra. Just check in here. Now, if you visualize it as a color, like a purple or blue, in alignment with those chakras, they should be radiant. They should be vibrant, right? What if there are spots? Like, what if there are, like, stuck, sludgy spots in there? Like, do you see any of that? Do you feel any of that? Like, I feel something, like, in my third eye chakra. I'm not, like, sure exactly what it is, but it feels, it feels like something is crumbling. Like, it feels like something is coming through like broken concrete is kind of what I'm feeling here. I don't know exactly what that is. I'm not gonna super analyze it right now. I'm noticing it, and I'm feeling like it's not serving me. Like it's some kind of gunk in that area that needs to be released. And I know it needs to be released because it feels good, like in my heart, when I consider releasing it. Like, is this something that serves me? Kind of ask yourself inside that question. Is this something that serves me? And no, for me it is not. So I'm going to release it. Maybe you're sensing something that's like greasy or sludgy, maybe like a dense, foggy spot where it's just like kind of faded. See if it feels good to let it go. Just visualize sending that energy down through your right arm into your crystal or into your palm. Visualize like Visualize releasing that. It feels very good for me to envision, like, it's really like broken concrete. Like, that's really strange. I've never experienced this before. It's weird. But it feels very good to me to envision like breaking off the rest of it and like sweeping it up. And almost like using my arm as like a suction, like a vacuum, like sucking it all in, like down my right arm and into this crystal or into your palm. That feels great. So if you don't have a crystal, then as we go along, just visualize the energy gathering in your palm, and I'll show you how to get rid of it at the end. Just hold it all in your palm right now. Just pretend you have a crystal. Gather all that energy that you're releasing in your palm. All right, so let's move down now, around your neck, throat, shoulders. Kind of envision that space. If we're talking in terms of chakra colors, it would be blue, like an aqua sort of blue. Should be bright, should be open, should be sparkly. But maybe you've got some maybe you've got something there. Got something you don't like. Take a couple breaths, just shift your focus to this area. Just observe for a moment. And then if you find any of those spots, just see if it feels good to let it go. Is it time to let this go? Yes. And then you just send it down through your arm into your palm. Put some air behind it, give it an exhale too. Feels good. Yeah. All right. Let's move down now to the chest and focusing on your heart chakra, upper back. Take a couple of breaths. Just notice the area. You're envisioning a bright, sparkling green in this area. Just observe how the energy is moving around in this area. Is the energy moving around? Is it stuck somewhere? Are there sludgy spots? Is there dents? I'm feeling like I've definitely got something here. It feels like it's like cold specks. It's like dark cold spots, but like very tiny, like freckles. Actually kind of like buckshot. Which is strange. This is new for me too. Oh, but it feels good to release it. It feels very good to release that. Yeah, send that down. Let that go. Take an extra breath here. And just take 1 second to give thanks to yourself for being here and for giving yourself like this gift of peace and spiritual awareness. Sometimes it can feel strange when we're releasing energy from the heart, but it really helps if you replace it with something quickly. So let's do that right now. If you did a release here, make sure to just give yourself some loving energy. You can, maybe it feels good to like put your left hand on your heart and then just like breathe it in and let your heart open and let the heart send out loving energy into your left hand. Your left hand is your receiving hand. So putting your hand on your heart and receiving that love. And it creates like a really nice like flow of energy. So if we release down here and now we have this energy of like pure love flowing out from the heart, being received by you, and just like enjoying this flow, this cycle, like loving energy for yourself. Yeah, that feels very good. Let's move down. Now let's move down to the solar plexus. Should be bright, yellow, sparkling, warm like the sun. See if you have any stuck spots. Just take a couple breaths here. Oh, you can do that too. I didn't even notice I did that. I felt like I needed to like just put my hand there with my releasing crystal. Just observe the area. Is the energy flowing? Are there any spots that you need to release? What kind of energy is sitting here? You know, this is a tricky spot. You know, a lot of times we store like hurt feelings here. You would think in the heart, but a lot of times, like what we perceive as hurt feelings sometimes is actually more like a bruised ego. Maybe someone was talking shit about you or to you. Maybe you're prone to toxic relationships. See what sensations come up when you scan this area. A lot of times we store hurt feelings here. I'm feeling like a papery, like a dead skin sort of feeling on my solar plexus. It feels like not, it's like snake skin. It feels like snake skin, but like not, for me it doesn't feel good to release it yet. Like it's not quite time to shed. Yeah, it doesn't feel quite right. So I'll hang on to that for now, and that's okay. If you are experiencing that too, where you find some stuck energy and you're not sure if it feels good to release it, just hang on to it. Just hang on to it. What we're doing right now is a form of like gentle shadow work. Just observing the area and seeing what's there. The emphasis is on gentle. This is not meant to be like invasive surgery. This is meant to be just like a casual exfoliation. So like for me in the solar plexus area, it feels like have you ever had like a scab and you want to like pick at it? But if you like pick it too soon, it'll bleed and then have to re-scab. Like that's what that feels like for me in the solar plexus. So that just means that it's not time to release that yet. It might still be, if you have that, it might still be serving you. Like what that energy is, that might still be serving you, might be helping you on your path. Maybe you can't see it yet, but maybe the next new moon is when you're meant to do the releasing of that energy. Only your intuition can tell you. Nobody else can tell you this. This is, if you have something to release, it's up to you to ask your higher self, ask your intuition, does it feel good to release here? And if it does, then go ahead and send it down. Send it down your right arm to your palm. Send it to your crystal. Nice big breath. That's awesome. All right, and we're almost done now. Moving down to the lower abdomen, your sacral chakra. A couple of breaths. Refocus your attention on this area. Just observe. I have some very heavy energy here. It is not time to release for me. The sacral chakra is like a brilliant orange, sparkling, flowing, like it's almost soothing. Like this is where your mother energy is from, like the womb energy. So it can be like very nurturing, very creative. If you've got something to let go of here, go ahead and release it. Down through your right arm. Breathe. And let's move down a little bit over the tailbone, the root chakra. Bring your attention to the base of your spine. Just take a couple breaths, notice the area. Root chakra is red, bright red, vibrant red like blood. It should be open, bright, sparkling. If you've got any dense, smudgy spots, cold spots, sticky stuff, heaviness, if you've got any of that, just see if it feels good to let it go. And send it down through your right arm. Let that go. That should feel pretty good. You should feel pretty good right now. But before we finish up, is there anything specific that you would like to release? This is a great time at the new moon. Right at the new moon is your last chance to release. As soon as the shadow of the new moon is, as soon as it starts to gather energy, we can't release anymore. I mean, you can, but it doesn't feel quite right. It's like filling up a tub and then scooping water out. Like you're trying to fill the tub. As the moon cycle continues, we're trying to build the energy. So when you're trying to release and it's a waxing moon cycle, it just doesn't feel right. I mean, to me, your intuition can guide you to whatever feels good for you, but for me, like, it doesn't feel right. So this is your last chance to release. So if you have toxic patterns and behaviors that you're just like over, that you're done with, that are not going to help you as you step into the new energy of the new moon and start building the energy for your intentions to manifest. For me, it's sleeping in the morning. That's my toxic behavior. Is I sleep like 12 hours a day. I have like 3 precious hours in the morning before work where there's nobody else in the house, and instead of using it to do things that bring me joy, that, you know, spark my light, instead of doing that, I go back to bed and I snuggle in and I escape in my dreams. I'm a Pisces. That's my actual toxic trait, is that I escape to my dreams. So that's what I'm releasing today. So I'm sending that right down here. Send that down, send that down. Don't need it anymore. Why? Why do you do that stuff? It's not serving you. It's not helping you. It's actually making you feel worse, because then I feel bad about myself. You know, like, oh, did it again. Stop. Let it go right now. It's a decision. People talk about like habits, building habits. It starts with a decision. Let this shit go. Let it go. Watch the possibilities open up for you. If you remove that toxic behavior, toxic pattern, that grudge, that energy, like whatever that is, it costs you energy. So that's why we want to get rid of it, because we don't want to waste any precious energy while we're trying to build something and trying to manifest something. We don't want to do that while we're still paying attention to toxic stuff that's in our body and in our spirit. So one more breath here. Big breath. Good. Let it all go. So what do you want to release? What's no longer serving you? Send it. Send it down your right arm to your crystal. Send it to your palm with all the other toxic junk. Breathe it all out. So if you have a clearing crystal, all of the energy you sent has already been released, transmuted, dissolved, poof, like magic. If you don't have a crystal, just go to the sink. Just go wash your hands. Cold running water from your faucet feels amazing. Nothing fancy. Visualize that big old ball of gunk like plopping into the sink, getting washed away down the drain. Let the element of water just take it down the drain. Visualize it going back down into the earth. Let Gaia take it. Mama Gaia will take all of your bullshit. Everything that you can't hold, everything that's too heavy, all that sludgy junk. Just let her have it. You can also put your hand on the earth. Go outside, put your hand on the ground, put your hand on a tree. Feels very, very nice. Excellent. And just like that, freshly prepared soil in which to sow our intentions. Let's talk about how to set intentions. So when we talk about manifesting, the way I understand it and the way that's worked for me is the more realistic the intention, the faster you'll manifest. So for example, you want to be a best-selling author, but you've never written a book. So instead of setting the intention, I'm a best-selling author, reframe it as an intention that will satisfy a smaller goal, that will put you on the path to that bigger intention. Instead of I am a best-selling author, now it looks like I have finished the outline of the draft of my first novel. It's much more accessible because you can probably imagine the feeling of excitement and joy and elation at finishing. Like that's a creative milestone, and it's in alignment with the purpose, with the broader goal. So you can more easily imagine the feeling of that than you can of something that's a little more far-fetched. Like somewhere in the back of your mind, maybe you don't really believe that it can happen because you haven't taken the steps to get to that point. So the number one thing that is needed in manifestation is the absolute belief that it's going to come true, that it's coming true, that it's already on its way, that it's already coming. So, the universe has conspired to bring you all of the things that you desire, but they can't be delivered if you don't believe it in the first place. So setting a smaller intention is very helpful. But remember, you get to do this every month. Every new moon, you get to set new intentions. So this is where the manifestation journal comes in. So, maybe your intention for this month is, I finished the outline of my draft of my first novel, which is humongous. So then maybe your next month intention looks like, I've finished the first 3 chapters of the draft of my novel. And then you just keep going. As you work towards your manifestations, you will notice things start to open up. You will start to notice things just kind of naturally gravitating towards you because you're attracting. But you have to embody the energy and you have to live in the energy. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but I want to talk about the journal. So if you want to manifest in alignment with the moon, it's really cool to keep track of your manifestations. I have 2 sections in here. I have one for new moon and I have one for full moon. The idea is set the intention at the new moon. We write down our intentions, we burn it, we activate it, we set up crystals to support that vibration. We visualize it, we embody it, we tap into the vibration of what it is you're manifesting and sit in it, and then let the universe bring it to you. And we set the intention at the new moon and we harvest at the full moon. So this moon is in Aquarius. This is a new moon in Aquarius. In 6 months, it will be a full moon in Aquarius. So the intentions that we set today should be about ready to harvest in 6 months. It's been very cool for me to, when the full moon comes, go back to my new moon intentions and see what has come up, see what I've manifested. And so many times I'm like, oh my God, it happened. It happened. I set intentions for money. I set intentions for money to pay for my wedding. That came. I set intentions to work from home permanently. That came. I've set intentions just around healing, about letting things go, about just like we did this releasing. I've set intentions around letting go a lot of stuff that just doesn't serve, and it's all happened. So it's cool when you can look back and see what you've done, because it's proof. It's proof that it works. It's proof that you're doing it. It also helps you, if you're a bit of a scientific mind, it helps you to learn the things that don't work. The things that I've learned that don't work for me is if I'm trying to manifest for somebody else. We can't interrupt free will. So you can't, I did a thing, this was a few years ago, my boyfriend at the time, he's my husband now, I set intentions for him to find a great job. I, set the intention, he's going to find an excellent job, he's going to make a ton of money, he's going to have the perfect schedule. That was the intention I set. That was very far-fetched. Also, it was not in alignment with what he wanted. He would love to have some money, but more importantly, he would rather have a job where he feels satisfied. So, 6 months later, that intention still hadn't come through, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? So I tweaked it, and I reframed it in a way he has found the perfect job for him. That's it. He found the perfect job for him. He feels satisfied in his daily job. Like he found his niche. He found his spot. He found his path. And a few months later, then it happened. It just happened. So like it goes back to setting something realistic, but also framing it in a positive way with something that's more realistic. Sometimes if you're too specific, your list of demands is like real long. Not saying don't go for it, but don't go for it if you don't like really believe in it. And in retrospect, when I went back and I looked and I really thought about it, I didn't really believe that those things were going to happen. Like it just like the energy around it at the time, like it wouldn't have happened. Like in my mind, like I didn't really believe it, and neither did he. So that's manifesting for someone else. Manifesting for yourself, you can't interrupt free will. If you're trying to call in a soulmate or a partner, you can't steal someone's husband. Like you have to be mindful of other people and what they want. So if you're like, oh, really love Jake. Jake is like really the best and I just want him in my life. I just need him. I'm manifesting him. Jake loves me more than anything, and now he's my husband instead of Janine's. So you can't, with manifestation, interrupt other people's free will. What you can do is reframe it in a positive way. Like, I attract positive relationships to me. I love myself in the same way that I want others to love me. Like, baby steps. Like, don't just jump from like A to B. I'm a millionaire. I'm broke. Here's where I am. Broke. Here's where I want to be. Millionaire. Okay. Set a smaller intention. I just got $1,000. Where did that come from? Oh, the universe just sent me $1,000. That's weird. And then sit and feel what that feels like. You want to start attracting money, do it in smaller amounts, because that's more realistic. You could get a lotto ticket, someone could gift you, someone could just send you money, like a family member. Here's a gift. Here's, a bonus tax return. Oh, bank error in your favor, like Monopoly. I get checks all the time in the mail for like class action settlement suits. I'm like, oh, there's Facebook got sued? I didn't know. Like, oh, okay. Well, there's a check for me that I didn't know was coming. But opening up that channel and envisioning what it feels like to receive and to really like get in touch with what it is that you're manifesting, and trying to like embody that vibration before you ever get the thing that you're manifesting. So let's do that right now. Go ahead and pause, take a minute to outline your intentions. Okay, got my pen. And you can also type it out. Like sometimes if you're like my throat chakra is a little wonky sometimes, and it takes me a little bit to get my ideas all out. You can type it out. I'll like type things and then I'll backspace, I'll like edit, craft your intention in a positive way. And then when you're ready, transfer it to a piece of paper. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You can do as many intentions as you would like. I'm just going to do one for today for our example. So I'm just doing like a mini intention. I do keep my intentions fairly secret until they come to pass, because people will call you crazy. Like if I had told my husband that I set an intention to work from home permanently when I'm at a 9 to 5 office job, and have been for 15 years, if I shared with people like, yeah, I set the intention, I'm just going to start working from home now. I'm tired of going to the office, I'm tired of commuting, I'm tired of getting dressed and putting on pants and shit. So I'm setting the intention that I'm just gonna work from home. Took several months for that to come through, but it came through. But if I had told anybody about it, like in the beginning, they would have been like, that's not going to work. And then what happens? They plant the seed of doubt. You've already got it in your mind, like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Like, I'm doing this. This is awesome. If you share it with somebody and they're like, it plants the seed of doubt in your mind. So I don't share my shit with anybody until it comes to pass. So this intention, I just, for the sake of our ritual and guiding you through this, this new moon ritual reaches everyone who needs to see it. I'm sharing light and positivity in alignment with the highest good of the collective. And then I send it some love. I say, and thank you. Mahalo, 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 mahalo. Be so grateful that you have this, energy, that you have this awareness. And then if you have oil, I still have my oil here. I like to anoint my paper. I'll just do like right in the middle. If you do Reiki, like you can draw Reiki symbols on that just with your finger. And then hold it to your heart. Hold it to your heart for a minute. And start to envision what it feels like. What does it feel like for your intention to come to pass? If you set an intention for the perfect job, if you're looking for a career change and like you're putting applications out and like just the right thing isn't coming through, set that intention. Like, the right job will find me, or I'm making connections with the right people that will help me to get to the job that is right for me. And feel it. Just feel like, what does it feel like on the day you get the phone call you got the job? And it's your dream job. Like, it's everything you've ever wanted. What does that feel like? Like, do you get butterflies? Do you get choked up? Are you overwhelmed? What kind of sounds will you hear in that job? What kind of experiences will you have? And just sit with it. This is one of my strongest points, is envisioning, imagining. It's daydreaming. Imagine. Let your mind just create the best possible outcome and let yourself live in that for a minute. Take that. I'm going to do our sound bath right now. So go ahead, take a minute, write out your intentions. You can do multiple if you'd like. Sometimes I do 3. Sometimes I usually don't do more than 3 because my energy gets scattered, and I do a crystal grid for my altar for each intention. So sometimes my altar gets a little crowded. 3 is probably max, I would say. Let your intuition guide you. Write out your intentions on a piece of paper. And then start to sit with them, start to embody them. And I'm going to play my singing bowls for you. 1 second. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, so get back to your quiet space. Get comfy, cozy, and grab a crystal. Like, if you have a crystal that is in alignment with your intention, so like love. If you're trying to manifest love, grab a rose quartz, grab a morganite, grab grab whatever calls to you. You're trying to open up your throat chakra, maybe some aquamarine, maybe you're trying to manifest money, so grab some jade, some pyrite, some citrine. Find something that calls out to you. Find something that feels really good. Hold in your left hand, and that's envision with that crystal receiving from the universe. Hold your left hand to the universe. Say, I'm ready. Like, here's my intention. We'll burn it after the sound bath. But look, here's my intention. Offer to the universe. Left hand, I'm ready to receive. And then imagine what it feels like. Hold that crystal in your hand. Let the universe send it your way. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Close your eyes and just imagine. Imagine yourself living in the energy of all of your dreams coming true. Just let your mind go. Let your daydream spin. Breathe. Feel it throughout your body. Feel it in your root chakra. Trying to manifest money. What does it feel like for your root chakra? The safety, the security, that stability, peace of mind. That's amazing. Trying to manifest money. What does it feel like in your sacral chakra? Just run it through your body. Like, what does it mean to me for this manifestation to come through? What does that feel like? Come on back. Keep focusing on your breath. If you're nice and relaxed at the moment, you can stay there. Do this every day. Sit for 1 minute. Hand to the universe. And imagine receiving it. Just imagine receiving exactly what you set your intention for. The universe is conspiring to give you everything that you desire. Just let it happen. And feel what it feels like. Feel it. You don't have to know the why, is the other part of it. I'm Pisces, and it's easy for me to envision. It's easy for me to imagine the possibilities. If you're my opposite, if you're like a Virgo, it can be difficult to manifest because you want to lay out all the steps. It's hard for you to write, for some of you, hard to, write out on a piece of paper, I just got $1,000 from out of nowhere, because you can't control that. You can't plan for it. You can't strategize. You can't figure out how to get from A to B. Leaving space for the universe to fill it however it can. Let the universe do some of the work. You just need to know what you desire, and you need to feel what it feels like to receive that desire. The universe will take care of the rest. You just have to believe in it. Really, you have to believe in it. So let's do something real quick here. We're gonna burn. I've got my cauldron good to go, and Speak your intention out loud makes a big difference too, because your body, the cells in your body respond to your thoughts, and they respond to your words. The universe responds to the words. So your written word is important. That's why you can plan out your manifestations, like type it out on a Word doc or whatever. And once you've like got it down, then write it. Use your hand and write it. There's absolute magic in your handwriting. There's magic in your breath. So speak these words as well. Read it out loud. This new moon ritual reaches everyone who needs to see it. I'm sharing light and positivity in alignment with the highest good of the collective. Feel it, feel it. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Thank you for this gift that is already on hold. And then I blow. Blow your breath across. And then we're gonna burn this shit. So if you have like a little cauldron or something you can burn in, get a burn bowl. I've got some tongs that I like to use. These are actually reptile feeding tongs. From my snake who ran away a couple of times. He came back once, but he ran away again and I haven't seen him since. Hope he's doing well. Nigel, wherever you are on holiday, hope you're having a lovely time. Alright, so that's, oh, my candle's not wanting to burn there. It's okay. Alright. Burn, baby, burn. Connect, connect, connect. Don't close your eyes here, watch it. I mean, not just for safety, but watch it. Watch what the paper does, you know. Watch the flame, watch it move, watch the smoke. Look at that, where's that going? Straight up into the universe. Straight up into the universe. That's beautiful. And I love in the paper, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like when the paper is burning and you can still like kind of read the words. I just think it's really cool. It feels really good. It feels very, very good. So then I transfer. You might be wondering about the moon journal. We just burnt our intention. Oh my gosh, what do we do? Now how do we track it? So I write it down in the moon journal before I burn it. I copy my intentions in here so that I have them to refer back to. I will also, I mean, like, I like to do stuff like this. If you're not a journal person, like, that's okay, but I'm like all about bullet journals and like colors and fonts and like tracking things, and I think it's just a fucking great time. So I put usually like what I've smudged with, what crystals I was working with, what I anointed with, what I grounded with. We also grounded, like, you know, we had a lot of clearing stones that are also very grounding. So I usually, like, for me, like, I used to open a circle to create a tight container for us to like raise energy. I did that before this. I do that to hold the space for us. I open circle to just to delineate a container, just to have a container to hold the space. So in my moon journal, I write down all of the things that I used, all of the tools I used. Sometimes I feel the need to do like a brain dump, like I just got a lot on my mind and I want to get it out, so sometimes like I'll put that in there too. And then sometimes, like, you know, you read this every day, like write down your intentions and then read it every day, or every other day, just regularly, like where you can see it, and just, if you can read it out loud to yourself, even better. But keep it handy, and then you can give updates also. Like, I track updates in here on like how I'm tracking, like, towards my intention coming to, you know, time to bear fruit. So that's that's how I do it. You can do it in whatever way feels right for you. One last thing that I do, we are going to do an oracle card, but before that, I want to share with you a little lovey ceremony that I do. Little lovey love. Anytime I ask for something from the universe, I give. I give back because I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's kind of a shit show out there right now. Like, people are devastated. People are heartbroken. People are falling apart. People are losing their house. People are losing their families. People are losing their relationships. People are ill. People, like, it's a million things, right? Like, it can be very overwhelming, especially if you're an empathic person. The energy of that, it starts to feel very heavy for me. So what I started doing is sending love back into the universe every time I do a ritual. And I do that with, this is my rose quartz obelisk. I use this specific stone for this specific part of my ritual. And what we're gonna do is just set up a tiny grid and send loving energy to the universe, to the collective, and then we're gonna burn a little bit. Let me get my stuff together. Hold on. Okay, so I burn a pink candle for love, and we're sending out love. Let me switch back my view. Okay, all set now. So I use a pink candle, and I light this just to bring my focus in. The intention here is to send love to the collective. So I have a rose quartz obelisk that I use specifically for this. I also have a small piece of morganite that is in the other room right now. I won't grab that, but and then I have a cherry blossom agate generator. You can use whatever crystals call to you. Like, these are just the ones that I've chosen because they're very special to me. Like, I've designated this for this purpose. And generators are great to use because they send energy. So I set the intention that we're sending loving energy to the collective, and I start. Go ahead and close your eyes. You don't have to do this part. I'm doing this for both of us. This is you and me sending energy out to the universe. So close your eyes. Maybe put your hands on your heart. And we set the intention. Spirit guides and guardians, take this loving energy, this beautiful light, and spread it around the world for everybody who needs it. Send this love to people who can barely love themselves. Send this love to people who are hurting, who are in pain, who don't know how to ask for help. Visualize like a pink light, like growing in your heart. Visualize it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Visualize it growing so that now you're sitting in a ball of pink light. This beautiful, unconditional, loving energy just like swirling. And then grow your ball bigger. Now it includes your whole house. Grow this ball bigger. Now it includes your whole city. Now it includes your whole state. Now it includes your whole country. Watch it keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. Watch that pink bubble of light just encapsulating the earth. Wrap the entire earth in your loving energy. And then look at it. Look at it like a view from outer space, looking at the earth. And see it wrapped in loving energy. What better feeling? That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And then I started doing this thing with rose petals. I originally was using petals from my grandfather's funeral. He had such a big heart. He had such loving energy, and I originally started doing this to send some of that out. And I started just collecting rose petals now. Like sometimes they're from my garden. These rose petals are very special. These are from my wedding. So I took all of the rose petals that we had at the wedding and I dried them. And now I keep them in just a little sacred jar. And I use them specifically for this ritual, for this part of my moon ritual. So we have a rose petal here, and it's just blow your breath on it just like you did with your intention. Maybe like set a little intention for this energy to go to whoever needs it, and then burn. It burns fast, so keep your fire bowl handy. Sometimes it burns all the way, sometimes not. But drop on the charcoal there. Feels really good. Wouldn't you love to? Like, wouldn't you just love to give the world a hug? They fucking need it, man. Everyone needs it. Everyone needs love. Everyone deserves love. And we talk a lot about people like, you deserve this. Nah, make your bed, now you lie in it. And that's, everyone is human. Like, we're human. We make mistakes and we do things that get judged, and like, don't judge somebody else's experience. Don't judge somebody else's actions, because the truth is everyone deserves love. Like, absolutely everyone deserves to be loved and to feel that unconditional loving energy and to connect with it. And it's usually the people that don't have it at all. It's the people that need it most. Like the people that are extra toxic and mean and rude and say some horrible things. Like, they're the ones that really need that love because they haven't received it. They haven't gotten that before, and that's why they don't know how to give it. So that little part of the ceremony is something very special to me, and something I encourage everybody to do whenever. So, all right, last thing, let's do an oracle reading. I'm going to do the Work Your Light Oracle. It's my number one deck here. All right, so for our new moon in Aquarius, what message is there to guide us along this path of manifestation? What spirit guide message is there here for you? Okay. All right. Pleiades. Oh. The Pleiadians are the ones who gave us our DNA. Do you know that? They're the ones who, ancient Lemuria, the Pleiadian star mothers were the ones that brought the spiritual knowledge and wisdom, and the ones that brought the light codes to, like, that are activated in our DNA. Like, we have, like, Pleiadian DNA. So cool. Let's see. 118. This is so awesome. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings. Let me maneuver here. Okay. Yep, okay. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They've been incarnating on Earth since near the beginning of humanity. You're a soul who has a double mission: to grow at soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. If you've been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it. Your work is divinely guided. Of all the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest, and so perhaps you've already started channeling some of this work into the third dimension. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence and unique light is needed. So This deck also gives you a transmission, work your light transmission. Hold the card to your heart. I'll hold it up to the camera. You can just put your hand on your heart if you want to. Hold the card to your heart and say, I call upon the Pleiadian consciousness of the highest realms and highest good of humanity to work through me. Let me be a channel for only the purest light of the essence of Source. Let me channel in a way that also serves me. That's so beautiful. That really resonates for me too. And I've been called to share this journey, and I was not ever sure how. I've overcome, I can't even tell you how many blockages through every chakra. Like I'm not the same person I was a couple of years ago, and that card right there is excellent confirmation for me, and hopefully for you too, if you've been feeling the same way, or you're in the same boat where you're on this journey and you're not sure how to share it with people, or if you should share it with people, or if you're maybe hiding from your own journey. Like, that's your confirmation right there that you are on a mission, and it's to share your light and uphold the frequency. And you don't always have to do stuff. You know, that's a big thing that I've learned, is that sometimes it's okay to just hold the frequency. You don't have to go out, you don't have to be social, you don't have to do too much, you don't have to like be extra. Like, just existing in a peaceful and loving vibration raises the vibration of the collective. Isn't that cool? And then you'll notice that you'll just start to gravitate. Like, people will just, you'll become magnetic. You'll start attracting everything that you want, the right people, the right situations, the right opportunities. So, but it all starts with your intention and how you want to manifest, and if you want to manifest. So I'm going to smudge one more time for us. I'm feeling like Palo Santo would be good. Didn't get a chance to do the altar today, but that's all right. I'll make sure that we get to do that next time. We'll set up some crystal grids and make sure we get to set up the altar space. In the meantime, I'm going to move my little love stones here to my altar. I'm going to let this pink candle burn down, and I'm going to copy my intention into my moon journal. I'm also going to, add some more notes in my moon journal. So, some smoke for you. So this felt really good. I hope that you enjoyed it. I love sharing stuff like this. I hope I see you again. This is something we'll do every month. We'll do new moon, and then we're going to do also full moon, which looks wildly different from new moon ritual. New moon is about clearing out old energy and everything we talked about, clearing out old energy, the stuck stuff, and then planting the seeds of intention. The full moon is about gratitude and about just expressing, like living in abundance, feeling the abundance, feeling your cup being full with the energy of the universe. So that's also a very fun ceremony. It's a little bit more relaxing and less, work, but I hope you enjoyed it. Mahalo. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful new moon. See you next time. Ahuiho.